Hi, I'm Riya Singhal and let us continue our SQL series with the next set of questions. So, this is our first question for this video. So, the question is query a list of city and state from the station table. So, see, what is the output for our question? So, here the output is the city field and the state field. Now, what is the name of the table? It is station. And what are the condition? There are no condition. So let us write the SQL statement for this. So we need to output city and state. So we can use the comma to generate two different fields. Now from the table name is station. And now let us try to run this code. So our sample test case has been passed and now let us submit our code. And yes, our question has been successfully submitted. So the purpose for taking this question was to get you familiar with this comma symbol. That is, whenever we want to generate more than one field, we can use this comma in the select statement. So now let us see the next question. Here, the question is query a list of city names from station for cities that have an even ID number. Print the results in any order but exclude duplicates from the answer. So now let us understand this question. So see here what are the output. So the output is to generate the city names. That is we need to generate the city field. Now what is the name of the table? It is station. And now let us see the condition. So see what are the conditions here. So the first condition is that ID should be even. And the second condition is that we have to exclude the duplicates from the answer. So let us see how can we do this. So see, to generate even, that is we need to check whether our ID is even or not. So see, how do we check whether the particular number is even or not? We simply divide it by 2 and check for its remainder. So that is what we will do here also. We will simply check if ID mod 2 is 0 or not. So if it is 0, that is it is even, otherwise it is odd. So this is the first condition that we can use. And for the second condition, that is to exclude the duplicates, we have a keyword called as distinct. So we can use distinct keyword before any field that we want that it should not generate any duplicates. So it will generate all the distinct values and not the duplicates. So let us write the SQL query for this. So see, we have to generate the city names from table name is station. Now the first condition was that ID mod 2 is 0. That is whenever our ID is even, only then we will generate the city. But there are the possibilities of having the duplicate cities and we have to exclude that. And we have seen we have a keyword called as distinct. We can use that before any field that we want to generate different values. So for that we will use it here. Select distinct city from station where ID mod 2 is 0. And now let us see what is the answer. So our question has been successfully passed and let us submit this code. So yes, our code is successfully submitted. So now let us see the next question. So this is our next question. Here we have find the difference between the total number of city entries in the table and the number of distinct cities entry in the table. And we have the station table. Okay. So let us see what is our question. So see, we have given this example. So let us understand this question with this example. So we have a table and see, we have a table called as station and here are the different fields. But we have to generate the difference, that is we need to generate a integer. Here we are not displaying any particular fields. So here the output is integer. Now, the table name is station and let us see the condition here. See, so we have a table. In this we have 3 different records. Not different. Here we have 3 records. Okay, now let us see what are the 3 different records. So see, we have multiple fields and since we are concerned only about this city field, so let us just generate the value for the city fields only. So now see, the first city is New York. The second city is again New York. And the third city is Bangalore. So now see, what are the total number of records we have in this table? So total number of records we have are 3. And how many distinct records are there? Since New York is occurring twice, so we will count it once only, and the second is Bangalore. So total number of distinct records we have is 2. And what is the difference? 1. So we need to generate this 1. That is difference between the total count of all the cities minus total count of the distinct cities. So see, how can we write the SQL query for this? So see, we have a function called count. And this functions take argument for which you need to count. Okay. So see, count will return you the total number of records, or you can say total number of rows for a particular field. So see, what is the field that you want to keep track of count? So here we want to know the count of the field city. So inside this count function, I will write city. So what it will do, it will give me the total number of records I have for this city field. That is total number of rows for this city field. So using this, I will be able to get 3. But how can I get this total number of distinct records? So we have seen one keyword in the previous question, which was distinct. So here what we will do, inside this count, we will write distinct city. So now what will happen? It will give the total number of records for the city field where the values are distinct. So let us write the SQL query for this. So we have select count city minus, here we have seen that is we don't have to generate any specific column. Here we have to return an integer. So that is why we are writing it in the select statement. So select count of city minus count of distinct city from station. So count is a function which is accepting the argument for which you need to count. So our sample test case has been passed. Now let us try submitting this code. So yes, our question is successfully submitted. So now let us see the next question. Okay, so see, here the question is, write a query that prints a list of employee names, that is the name attribute, from the employee table in alphabetical order. So now see, what is the difference in this question? So we need to generate the name field here. So we know in the select statement, we are going to write the name. The table name is also given to us, that is employee. Now what is special in this question? So it is given in alphabetical order. That is, we need to generate the names in ascending order. So how can we do that? So to do that, we have another keyword in SQL, which is order by. So see, whenever I use order by, so what it will do, it will sort the values. Now how it will sort the values? So suppose first we will write the name of the field that we want to sort. So here we want to sort the name field. So here the order by is name because we need to sort the name attribute here. Okay. So what it will do now, it will give the output in the sorted form, and the sorted form will be ordered by name. Now whether it would be ascending or descending, how it is decided. So see, by default it sorts in ascending order. But if you want it to sort in descending order, we will use this word DESC. To specify ascending, we use ASC, and to specify descending, we use DESC. But since ascending is its by default, so we don't have to specify this. So let us try to write the SQL query for this. So we have select name from the table name is employee. Here we don't have any condition. Here we have the order by name field, and since we are not mentioning anything, it is by default ascending. So let us try running this code. It is successfully passed. See, if I will write ASC also, it won't make any further difference. See. It is completely our choice whether to write it or not. So yes, our question is correctly submitted. So now let us see the next question that we have is higher than 75 marks. Okay. Here we will be using the previous concept, but it is an extension of the previous concept. So see, query the name of any student in the students who scored higher than 75 marks. That is, we need to generate the names for the students whose marks are higher than 75. Order your output by the last three characters of each name. And if two or more characters both have name ending in the same last three characters, secondary sort them by ascending ID. Okay. So see how we will do this. So for that, first let us understand this question more deeply. So see, here we have to generate the name field. So this is our output. The table we have is students. Let us check for the condition. So the first condition is quite clear, that is the score should be greater than 75, and we have this field called as marks. So we will check that our marks should be greater than 75. So this was our condition. But here we want to order them also. So for order we have used order by. So we will be using here also order by. Now see, on which basis we have to order them. So we have to order them on the basis of the last three characters of each name. So see how we will see. First of all, we want to have the control for the last three characters for every name. So how can we do that? For that, we have a function called as write. So we will use the write function. So what it will do, if I'm writing write name 3. So what it will do, see, if the name is Riya. So what it will do, it will give me these last three characters. And if I'm giving, suppose instead of 3, I'm saying 2. So what it will give? It will give me only YA. So basically what is this write function doing is that whatever the attribute we have specified in our question, in our write function, it will simply give the last characters for that attribute. And how many last characters it will give, that is a count, is a second parameter. So by writing this, we will be having the control for the last three characters. Now, we have to order them on the basis of their last three characters. So for that, we can use this. But there is another more condition we have, which is if two or more students have same ending characters, then we have to sort them on the basis of their ID. That is, here we have the example of Bobby and Roby. Say applying this write function in both of these, we will be getting BBY in both of these. And suppose here the ID is 1 for Robbie and for Bobby it is 2. So see, if this is a condition, that is if two or more have the same last characters, then sort them on the basis of their ascending ID. That is whose ID is the smallest, Robbie. So first we will generate Robbie and then we will generate Bobby. Okay. But how we will specify this? So see, whenever we use order by and we write something like here, we will be using this write function. So after this, we can specify another attribute also. Here it would be ID. So now what does it mean is that if our first parameter is same, if it has the same value, then it will be sorted on the base of the second attribute. So let us try writing the SQL query for this. So see, we have select name. From the table name we have is students. So the condition that we had was marks should be greater than 75. And then we have order them on the basis of the last three characters. So the attribute for this is name and we want the last three characters. And if two or more students have the same last three characters, then secondary sort them on the basis of the ID. And since we are not mentioning anything, it would be sorted on the basis of ascending order. So let us try to run this code. So our sample test case has been passed and now let us submit the solution. It is correctly passed. So this was about the next set of questions for SQL. We will be covering more of these questions in the upcoming lectures. So if you have any doubts, feel free to comment. Thank you.